It's Week 6 in the NFL, and the Steelers typically don't melt in primetime games at Heinz Field. Can the visiting Seahawks turn up the heat? We'll find out next on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And for the first time, we get a look at the veteran Russell Wilson as he gets set to lead yet again the Seattle Seahawks offense.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. This defense for the Steelers, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Wilson sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that one results in 35 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. This is Carson, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Now Wilson rolling to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by a man who rewrote Brett Favre's passing records at Southern Miss. It's Nick Mullins.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that, really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Big conversion. They were backed up deep to start the drive, able to pick up the first.
So the goal is at least a first down here, right? Pick up a first down, give yourself some breathing room, and if you have to punt after that, maybe you've helped with field position and you've helped out your defense.
And avoided a 3-and-out on their opening drive. Now a first down carry for Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there, because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. Finding Harris over the middle. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. This defense for the Steelers, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. This defense for the Steelers, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Play action. Now Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Joe Schobert drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
Now, I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the 1st round. Last in the league in rushing as a team last year were the Steelers. They're expecting Harris to kickstart their running game.
Mullen's throw complete there to Smith-Schuster.
Fighting his way. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 35.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Harris, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown! Pat Fryer. With his first career NFL touchdown, as his guys are on the board. Boswell now for extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense.
And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 16. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
And the Watt family certainly knows how to get to the quarterback. His brother J.J., he led the NFL in that category twice in 2012 and 2015. And now TJ enters the record books. Led the league in sacks with 15 in 2020. But he plays so hard, he's always around the quarterback. 61 pressures last year, 16 more than the second-place finisher.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And now we're going to get a delay of game. And that's going to back him up halfway. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. Steps away. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Now it's Wilson, forced out to his left. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
On 2nd down now, it's Harris. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. On the give, this is Harris. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Harris. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Returnable for Lockett. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now a dump off here complete. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he goes out right around the 39.
It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Second down and 3. 2 minutes on the clock. Second quarter. 7-0 ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They go back to Carson here on second.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Again, Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is out of bounds here. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
They'll try to run with Carson.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. He tried to get the nose of the football across to no avail, and now it's 3rd and goal.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And Myers able to knock it through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. He was brought down by Blisson Austin. So we reach halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. Last week they defeated the Broncos, and they've got the lead here as well as they work with a 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
They hand this off to Harris. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. They'll run again with Harris. Shoves him aside. Still fighting. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
He gets it complete to Harris. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. And Boswell's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third.
Now, their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Here's Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They run it with Carson, and he stopped immediately there.
Joe Schobert, number 4 in the NFL in tackles last year, in to make the stop.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Wilson. Short throw to Disley. And some space here. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
And hats off to Russell Wilson. He just went over 35,000 passing yards. Seems to be in contention for a passing title year after year. Came into the league in 2012. And so darn consistent. Congratulations to Russell Wilson on topping another marker.
Throwing is Wilson. On the move to his left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
57 Let's go one more. Let's 57 Hey, check.
2nd and 9 now. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 45-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Harris. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw here. Short little throw to Ebron. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by D.J. Reed. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. After the interception, here's Wilson. He hits his target, Lockett, and he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Wilson. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's third and long.
Escaping the pressure right. Room to run inside the 40. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
After the sack, you could understand him maybe being a little bit nervous back there, a little skittish, but he looked awfully decisive when he took off and ran.
Very decisive and picked up that first down in the process.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. And we've got a dandy here. A one-point game as we begin the fourth. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now it's Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
All right, now the Seahawks face a big 2-point conversion attempt. Wilson going to throw for it. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game.
I feel like we're going to see more and more of this continue to flow into the NFL game, and that is the quarterback run game. Not successful here going for 2. But it's not something that people shy away from totally anymore either.
In particular, do you think more so around the goal line?
I think so. Anytime it's short yardage, anytime you can go ahead and keep the ball in the hands of the quarterback who's athletic, you go ahead and do that rather than risk a handoff or a pitch.
They just couldn't get it done there, though. 2-point try fails. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw here. He gets this one to Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. Hey, come on up.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Hey, check Mike 27, check. believe they let you play. I can't believe you.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
He gives it off to Carson.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. On the defensive end, Cameron Sutton with the tackle. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far, and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flush to his right. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know. I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Carson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. 3rd and 2. Now Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the fourth. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Rolling to his left. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now Wilson, eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Personal foul.
Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Oh, they'll get this to Metcalf on the jet sweep.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Seahawks might be headed to the win column for the first time in 2021 as they add on to their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 57. Mike, 50.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They're down 2 scores, and they need a quick one to try and get back into this one. That was one way to try and get it done. Unsuccessful in the attempt, but they have no choice but to keep trying.
The Steelers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've dropped 5 straight coming in, so right now cherishing this lead. And they've got the football as well, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Being chased out left. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Miles Killebrew with a pick. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got Claypool. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Well, they've certainly had trouble blocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Quick slant finding Claypool. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They'll look to throw again. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The Seahawks take back over.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Oh, Wilson going to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Carson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe 1 block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively to cut through the blockers and make the tackle on the screen, or that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
On second down, it's Carson, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Come on, fellas.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Hands it off out of the gun.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A big pickup there. Without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year.
So the victory here for Seattle. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Seahawks, it'll be a much happier locker room here as they get that first win after 5 straight losses to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8.